Okay guys, I'm doing a install for my Boonedox landing gear, Groovy landing gear on my 2019 Pro Angler. Guys, that's some Starboard here we had at the store. I just cut up some pieces. I did a little measurement. Thought 2 would be good enough last year. I did 2 pieces and stacked them nice and easily. But after cutting these, I guess this is a little bit thinner than what I used to had last year. So now I need to do 3 pieces to stack, to actually put between. Like I said, I got my 3 pieces already cut. I'm gonna use some contact cement, glue these all together. I think last year's was maybe 1/2 inch thick, so it was a little thicker. So I was only getting by with just using 2 pieces of Starboard instead of 3. Part number 2. Like I said, let's dry overnight. Do some work on this stuff tomorrow again. Just to make it easier for me, because this whole lines up for me, everything where I put my Boonedox at. I put it right here. So it goes right here along this groove. The thing is, they come stocked with this right here. I just flip flop and just unscrew, easily unscrew them and screw them in other spots. No problem doing that. Nothing new. Allen wrench tools. You know, I just loosen this thing up right here. So here's your knuckle. You see, it easily fits underneath there. I'm going to end up having mine a little further up to the front so I can actually do an extra spacer and mount right here in the back. And once again guys, like I said, I just swap these 2 around. I don't use this at all when I'm fishing. So it's just more of a convenience for me to swap these 2 and still have access to this and use my paddle holders while on the water. So that's why they're right there. And if you want these kind of dreams, it's Californication. I have some more inserts here. So I have a bar going here. I'm also having a plate here too. And this plate here is going to be my reinforcement for this. And I'll have some more stuff through the hole. Protect that, give it a little more support. And that's for the Starboard stuff right there. That's how it looks. It's understood that Hollywood sells Californication. Of course, once you get this line to the right length you want. Another Allen wrench. You got some more screws in here. Just tighten it up to fit. I'll hold it in place for you. You got 2 here and 2 over there. Do both those just so you have this thing as a fixed set. Alright, so what's new this year, guys? To actually mount the Boonedox to your actual kayak now. They call out this new thing called the gussets. You see you have one side here has a little groove and it actually goes into the gear track part to hold it steady. This part right here will go to your kayak. So, and also you have a little lock washer, screw, and of course you got the part that goes into your gear tracks too. There's also 2 sides. You got the side that goes towards the actual gusset and the side that goes in towards your gear tracks. So you got a little bit of a texture there. So just get them started. Just kind of do your bolt or your screw in your lock washer right there. Perfect. Just get it started so it kind of clips in there, and they just slide right into the gear tracks. Now of course each set comes with 2 sets of it for each side. I went ahead and got some extra ones, so I'm doing some support right here in the middle. Not sure how that's going to work too. Same concept. I'm going to have this going right here. So I'm going to have 2 or 3 on one side and 1 on this side. So these will be the ones that actually go to the main supports of the actual kayak itself. I'll have these extra ones going towards some extra support I'm doing in the middle of the kayak to give it a little more support. Just give me a little more peace of mind, as I would say. Is it really necessary? Maybe not, but I do sleep better at night knowing I have this reinforcement going on for the Boonedox. I could not dream of having the Boonedox or the kayak Pro Angler without the Boonedox on there. And of course, this is your old, the small backing plate that people were having issues with. That's why kayaks were cracking so much. This is the new one, so you can tell the difference between the actual length of this thing big time. So these are your holes lined up right here. You got an extra almost 2.5 inches, maybe 3 inches of support there. But I'm gonna use this underneath the kayak and go right here with this, and actually use this along with some more aluminum. Cut some more aluminum, a little more length to it, and this will go like say like so pretty much underneath here. Get a little more support in the kayak, and I'll show you that too, actually on the kayak a little better, along with some starboard between here and the kayak itself. So I'm gonna give some more support, just give me a little more peace of mind on my kayak. That's what we're looking at doing. Of course, once you get these all lined up where you want them to go, another Allen wrench tool, you can tighten these things down again, actually make it fit how you want to fit. Alright guys, I'm gonna get this thing lined up nice and straight where I wanted to line up at. I got my marks ready from my pencil a while ago, I did. So I know I'm kind of lined up straight anyway. Now I'm just going to go actually mark with a Sharpie where the holes should be lining up kind of. I'll just tweak those a little bit once I put the bracket on there, but I'll show you that as well. So there's one hole. Take one of my brackets, my long one again. I'll go back to these holes, make sure I got it nice and lined up straight if I want. Then there's so much to play with. To break the spell of aging, celebrity skin, is this your chin or is that warrior way? Of course, before I drill holes in the thing, I always like to check, make sure nothing's down there to get messed up. So I always take this round hatch off because I'm tearing my hands up almost really as much. And I must say, it does help to have nice long arms. I can actually reach in there and feel stuff. All there is right there is foam. I can feel the foam. It's not in the way at all, so I'm good to go with that. So this is a 5/16 bit. It says go a little bigger. I'm gonna go 5/16. I like it being nice and snug fit. Firstborn unicorn, hardcore softcore, dream of Californication. Now this is where it comes to a two-man job. Yeah, I can reach in there with my arm, but I can't reach in there and tighten down one of these screws at the same time, so I'm gonna have someone come in and help me do that. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. A teenage bride with a baby inside, getting high on information. And buy me a star on a boulevard, it's Californication. Alright guys, so I pretty much got the Boonedox installed how it's supposed to be installed. I am missing the spacers for the H-rail. So I don't have the space to go right here. Actually, put this prop installed completely away. Went to Lowe's and bought me a few things too. Being that I got this right here, I don't need any bolts or any washers. So I got some 5/16, 3-inch. I went ahead and did 3-inch. I know you probably get away with 2.5. But I decided to go with 3 inches to give me a little more space I need to. Plus, there's nothing inside the kayak this is going to get stuck on anyway. So I'm going to put this in the kayak, this between the kayak and the actual bolt. I'm going to drill some holes through here. This will go inside the hole of the kayak. I'll have those hole of the kayak between here, and I'll actually have the little starboard I cut go between there, and this will go through those gussets. Again, I got some spare gussets like I told you earlier. Go through the gussets and actually into the hole, the starboard into the hole, and actually through here like that. And this will be how I attach it to the kayak. Give it a little more support. It's gonna work out great. I've already done it before in my old kayak. Of course, the gusset thing is a little new, so I changed up a little bit. And plus, last time when I did it, instead of doing this, I just went with some washers and some bolts inside with this on there. And I cut this thing to be about 10 inches long on each side, so it gives me a lot of good surface area inside the hole of the kayak. Give a little more support. And I had any issues at all with that one. So I just, like I said, more of my peace of mind, and I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Alright, well I got everything already fitted up, all works great. I'm gonna go ahead and loosen these up a little bit because I'm actually gonna add some Loctite marine goop just to help make sure nothing will leak. Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. In Cobain, can you hear the spheres singing songs off station to station? And Alderon's not far away, it's Californication. Alright, so everything's installed for the Boonedox. Now I'm just going to go ahead and glue and reinforcements. You can see the 3 pieces there. I glued them together. Everybody just cleaned it up, cut it, smoothed out the sides a little bit so it looks a little bit nicer. This will actually be my spacer between the knuckle and the kayak hole. Once again, this is just some 1/8 by 1 inch, 3-foot section. I'm just gonna cut it down to however long I want it. It's actually left over from last year's reinforcement. This is about almost 20 inches long, so I'll do 10 inch or 9.5 since I won't have quite the same length for both of them. Pop it down a little bit. So now I got 2 pieces. My backing plate inside the kayak hole. All right, so you can see is pretty much how you can have it set up right here. You'll have to change these actual widths here once you get everything lined up, but just to how it sees. And you can see it's a nice snug fit. It doesn't just slide in there. You kind of pick it up. It's going to be a nice snug fit with having 3 of these there. And I'll go somewhere right here in the middle, kind of let that stuff being spew pretty well. But another thing you want to look at too when you do this, there's a bunch of styrofoam right there, blocks, just to help give it support. So when you're doing this, you want to make sure you measure where this should go and where it should land at too. You don't want to go too far that way because you'll be hitting that styrofoam there and make it a little harder to actually get those holes lined up for you too once you're inside the kayak. Right here is not too bad. Of course, if you're not going to be using an actual backing plate like I'm using from last year, you can actually just put them however far apart you want. But I'm actually washers and being actually using one of these, I have to actually set this to exact length to fit this. It's the only downside to using the backing plate, the old backing plate. So there, just loosen this one up a little bit. There. So now my holes line up. The good thing is you don't have to worry about where these line up because you can actually adjust this too once you get these holes drilled inside the starboard because it'll match it to this. So what I'll do is I'll measure it to where it kind of lines up with this pretty good. Everybody's been there and I don't need no vacation. I'll just double check make sure these line up properly. Pre-drill. Alright, like I was saying, just make sure you're careful. I'm not going too far over this away because of that styrofoam in there. So you just make a quick little judgment where it should be lined up at, kind of. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. So just for a visual aid, this is how it's going to look on the kayak. Gussets will go to the actual knuckle for the Boonedox. So go between the knuckle and the kayak. Kayak will be right here. Let's go inside the hole, and tightens down to make it fit nice and secure. Extra pack of gussets, starboard, an eighth inch, 1 inch piece of aluminum, and then of course I had an old backing plate from last year's models. Of course you can just use washers and a bolt as well. It's not that hard to actually get a socket underneath that underneath the kayak hole to tighten down if you needed to. So it can be done. A little harder to do, but it is possible. But this will be the support beam going inside the kayak for my Boonedox on my Wrangler 14. Alright, now everything all lined up. I want to line up and double check and put it up here. It needs to be lined up at 2. This one does not line up well, so it's actually loosen this a little bit. Lines up well now. Now all I need to do is go through the whole kayak up and up and cinch that stuff down. We were good to go on one side. Repeat for second side.
Destruction leads to a very rough road, but it also breeds creation. And earthquakes out to a...
And it's good when you're doing this, since you got two things. It's sometimes good to alternate screws a little bit at a time, so you're not getting in the bind.
Girls guitar, that's just another good vibration. And tidal waves couldn't save the world from California.
Again, mark my spots. I'll double check with this because this is my actual width, not this. So make sure you go off of this width and not this width for this. So I already got this one pre-cut from the last other side. So all I'm gonna do is just reuse this because I gotta make sure this still matches up like I need to match up. Matches up perfectly with my holes. So I'm just gonna use this as a template for this next bracket to cut. So I'll line these up right here.
Hey, I Sergeant Mary, while you break the spell of aging. Sicker than the rest, there is no test, but this is what you're craving. Firstborn unicorn, hardcore softcore.
Alright, so everything's fitted, everything works up, lines up good for me now. So just to be a little safe from nothing leaks in the boat, I'm going to add a little bit of the adhesive in here, seal it lock tight. I'll just drop a few drops of it down this little hole right here, and once I put the screw in, it'll actually push all this stuff throughout the kayak.
Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication.
Definitely sit a little higher than last time. I mean, this is the clearance right there. Get some used to. Done with this now. I'm still waiting on the Boonedox kit that I got. Actually, all 5 kits I got for our store did not have any of them with the risers on there to go right here for the H-rail. So I'm still waiting on those to come in. Hopefully they'll be in soon. That's the only thing left to do really to install this Boonedox on here. I also got to reinstall my mirror hatch right there. But that won't take me long at all, just a couple screws in that one. And it's good to go, ready to roll, ready to test it out. Pain to actually get this to line up on the water, possibly. You had a little more give in the old one, but that might be a little better too in the long run because it won't have so much issues with this metal wanting to get a little worn and stuff too, maybe. So it might be a little better fit in the long run. But as of right now, I'm not too sure how I like that setup right there yet. But of course, all you need to do is redo this screw up here.
I don't wanna be a miser, confined with sly, I be the wind-up. A young blood is the loving up riser. How come everybody wanna keep it like a Kaiser?
April, everything's all good
Give it away now. Give it away, give it away, give it away.
Install. It wasn't too complicated at all, especially adding the backing plate right here and all that. Just gives me a little more support, a little more peace of mind for myself. So that's gonna be my 2019 Outback marine mat. Of course, I didn't show you all this, but custom paint job I did for my power pole mount. Got it to kind of help match the decking kit. Of course, you're around Lake Charles or Southwest Louisiana, be sure to come check out Ship to Shore.